I need some coffee.
Today is Sunday, December 2, and it's the first Sunday Advent. Have you lit a candle already or not? Since the previous video was all about introductions, you can consider this to be the first video. And on this first video, I wanted to talk about the tools I use and my workflow. The code editor I use is Visual Studio Code, which I consider to be one of the best out there. It has helped me a lot and made my work really faster. There are some nifty things you can do with it. So let's go ahead and see some of them. I first want to talk about the extensions I use most of the time. We first have bracket pair colorizer that does exactly what it says. It colorizes bracket pairs. Let me give you an example. We have a house, which is an object, and as you can see, when I created the brackets, they turned yellow and a little yellow line spans across them to show me where it starts and where it ends. So inside this house we have the address, let's say, which is another object. Now those brackets turned pink or purple, whatever the color this is. It's pretty handy because if I accidentally delete one, the pairs will not match anymore and I will have a better idea of where to look at. Let's get rid of this. Empty already. Next on the list is FTP-Simple, which has saved me a lot of time because you cannot imagine how many projects still use FTP to manage their files and their versions. It is really great as an extension because you can edit and manage the files in real time, which means that you do not have to download the file, edit it, and then upload it again on the server to check if your changes are working or not. It is a really great extension and you should consider it next time you're going to work with FTP. Next we have Prettier, which I guess you're already familiar with, and I think it's considered to be the standard when it comes to JavaScript code formatting. You just install it and let it be, let it do its work. Many people prefer to format their code at the end when they are finished editing and are about to push their code to the repository, but I'm more of the other side. I enabled the autosave and let it do its job without interacting with it anymore. Which one are you? Did you enable autosave or not? The next two are specific to React Native, and I use them because I'm working with React Native most of the time. The first one is called React Native Tools, and it's about code hinting, debugging, and it has some integrated commands for React Native. The next one is called React Native React Redux Snippets for ES6, ES7. This one is the best plugin I've ever had. It has a ton of snippets for React and React Native that I have not used all of them. Let me show you an example. On a typical React component, I have to import React first, so with this plugin I will do it like this. Ready. Next, for React Native, I would like to import some things from React, so like this. And I just have to write what I want to import. We have some lifecycle hooks, so component did mount, component will unmount. The most useful of all is CCCS, which stands for Component Class with Constructor Snippet, and if I press Tab, I have all this beautiful code pre-filled for me. I just have to write the class name, and that's all, nothing more, nothing less. I love this extension, I use it all the time, and let's go on. The last one is TSLint, which I guess you already know it. It is a linter for TypeScript. That's all with the extensions I use. Another thing I like about Visual Studio Code is that it has Emmet pre-built, and it's quite handy if you want to create multiple elements. So let's say I'm writing HTML and I want to create a list with many li items. I would do it like this: ul and li times 5, and I press tab. I have it created for me without doing nothing more. I can also create span elements with some text, let's say hello there, which I can enclose in a div tag. And what else? I can have, let's say, a paragraph saying some other stuff. Oops. And I press tab and I have all this code pre-written for me. I like this functionality. I love that Visual Studio Code has it built in without me doing anything, and I don't use it much, but when I do, it's really handy. VS Code also comes with some really nice shortcuts, which I use all the time. The first one I like is if I take a line and hit Option or Alt and move the up and down arrows, I can take a line and move it anywhere I want. I can do it also with multiple lines. I can also duplicate a line by hitting Option or Alt and Shift and move the arrow down, which duplicates it downwards, and I can also duplicate it upwards with the up arrow. I was using Sublime Text before I tried VS Code, and I can say that those two commands are the main reasons I changed from Sublime Text to VS Code. Like in many other editors, when you press Command P, you can open files from your workspace. So let's say I have 100 files and I want to open playground.js. I type PL because I know the name and I have it here. So enter and I open the file. Now if I press Command Shift P, I can use some really nice commands. First are the recently used, and then come the rest of the commands. There are so many things you can do here, really. Last but not least, you can search for a function inside your workspace by its name and go to its definition. So let me create a function to show you what I mean. Function, awesome function, console log, Git. Let's say I have 100 files and I want to find where awesome function is. I would type Command T and write awesome like this. Do you see? It just came right here. I click it and I'm there at the definition. Those are the things I use most of the time with Visual Studio Code. They have saved me lots of time, and maybe you knew them, maybe you didn't. I hope you like them and start using them to save some time. Maybe you won't, I don't know, many people don't like those things. Let me know down in the comments. Did you like them? Did you know it? What do you like using? Maybe I forgot something. Maybe you know something that I don't use, I have not learned about it. So let's talk about those things and learn from each other. See you tomorrow.